Today is a good day. You know why today is a good day? Well, it's not just because Matt's Notes is back on YouTube. It's a big reason why. But because we have a brand new camera to try out. That doesn't count. Come with me. This smells like coffee. We have the Kodak Charmera, and this is probably everything that I want in a modern camera, especially the wintertime. I love pocket, small, compact, fun, and most importantly, it's Kodak. And I love all of the products they made, especially their Pro DSLR, which I should probably revisit. It seems to be a trend these days. People are wanting that lo-fi, guttural image quality, and they're going everywhere to find it, whether it's Temu for those cheap, third-rate landfill cameras, or Kodak for their cheap, low-rate landfill cameras. Maybe. We'll see. So before we get into specs, let's dig in and see if I got one of the rare releases. Part of the fun of this, right? This is good for me too, because it's a keychain camera, and in the last few months, I lost my keys at least 3 times, 2 times at the locksmith, so that was very expensive. And now I have some incentive to hang on to them, because the camera will be attached. There she be. So, I'm not going to ramble on about the specs or lack thereof with this. We're just going to do a first impressions, take it out in the field, probably charge it, see if it needs some sort of memory slot. It does. And go from there. Today, of course, we are talking about the Kodak Charmera, or at least that's how I think you pronounce the name, because I haven't made a YouTube video in over a year, and I'm doing what I feel is my journalistic integral best by not taking any other reviews or even looking at information, let alone the specs on this little camera. I don't want that to impede on my yellow journalistic integrity. Yes, it's a term. No, it's not racist, because I'm Asian. Now let's talk about the specs. Now this is a 1-ish megapixel sensor camera with what they say is full HD recording. Sports like a pinhole-esque lens. These specs don't really mean a darn, because anytime you do visuals or use this camera, it looks like your composition is being attacked by a swarm of angry bees because of all the artifacts and pixelation you're gonna get. The camera's objectively bad, and that's the point. You don't want to buy this camera for its groundbreaking, earth-shattering 4K, 6K, or crystal clear imaging. This is made to look nostalgic, and it does that very well at a great price if you can get this when it's not sold out, before hypebeasts get their hand out and spike the price to insane and unrealistic amounts, which I've been seeing. This thing should be 30 bucks. Now, continuing on with the specs, it has a built-in battery which lasts about 3 hours, give or take. Like, the battery does go quicker if you do more video than photo, or if you live in a freezer like I do. I found it to last closer to an hour or two depending if I'm outside or not with this thing. It charges with a USB-C port, which is very helpful and easy to find these days. It takes a micro SD card, and if you're using a 32 gigabyte like I am, expect to get close to 100,000 shots before running out. It has a handful of buttons, an optical viewfinder, and a live view, which is very handy, which you use to menu hunt. And it's very straightforward. The only qualm I have with that is sometimes when I'm trying to switch between photo and video, I end up pressing the shutter button, which I think is going to flip between the two, and I end up boomerang out, and instead of taking video, I end up taking photo. Now this could be fixed with a little bit of research, data analysis, number crunching. To change between photo and video, all you have to do is press the playback button, not the shutter button. I still get confused. A guy like me, an absolute intellectual genius like myself, still gets confused. So yeah, rather intuitive, not the most intuitive, in my opinion. My objective, factual opinion. Another cool thing you have built into this camera is filters. Very easily accessible just by pressing up and down on the back of the camera. And it's very, very easy to use, especially when compared to a close competitor, not a direct one, like the CamSnap, which also has built-in filters. A little harder to get to in the Kodak, especially because you have the screen on this. I really like the design, especially because it's shaped like an ice cube. I can just plop it on a table if I want my straight verticals, sideways if I want my horizontals. And the only real gripes I have with the build are, again, I have sausage fingers. So I tend to photobomb myself. And it's hard to crop out my hand when the camera is only 1 megapixel. Now I'm left with a very deep fried image. Might as well take photos with the microwave. So a little thumb grip would be nice, but again, it's something that I can adjust to. Another thing I wish this camera would have, but it's not deal breaking, would be a tripod mount. Now, I really like carrying this camera when I'm doing paid gigs. It's not one that I go to or look for, especially because I'm getting paid to do so, and I can do post-producing. It's nice to have something like this slid into a hot shoe on top of my camera, just so I can shoot rather quickly instead of having to pull something out, recompose, boom, boom. A tripod mount would be nice, but it would also likely drive up the price of this camera, which could also go for astronomical rates because, again, resellers buy these things out and try to jack the prices up on eBay for unrealistic amounts. Stop doing that if you're watching this. But yes, other than that, I feel like this is an absolute treat to use, and at the price of 30 bucks, why not? I've always been a fan of these keychain cameras, and it's not a new or groundbreaking idea. These have been around for a very long time. In fact, this is based off of an old 80s trend with these half-frame cameras, right? So they've been around longer than people think. It's just the filmic trend is coming back and lo-fi images are in again. Hopefully they don't leave. I don't want to date myself. I'm not Dennis Rodman, but I remember as a kid carrying around keychain cameras because MySpace was the in thing. Smartphones weren't really there yet, but you still needed your cool mirror selfie. So even for me, it's cool to see little digitals coming back into the market. I'd like to see more companies do that. I like for Kodak to come back. Come back. You don't need you gone. Hold on. You brought these back, Kodak. Bring this back. Look at that. If you're listening, Kodak, or if you're still there at all, I want you to bring back your professional cameras. Or even if you have just, a spare digital medium format lying around, I'm your Huckleberry. I think I'm your biggest fan. These are cool. These are also cool. Please come back. Well, that's it for now, and if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. I took a long hiatus from YouTube because, as you remember, my dear friend Peanut passed away, and very, very shortly after, his brother, Toby, also left us. I just needed a little mental reset after my boys had passed. So here we are again, and in their honor, we're going to be booming on YouTube again soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you next time with another fun video.